Hello, my friends, and welcome to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World. A lot of fun stuff going on my channel, and I decided, why not do a day game? So here we are with a game of the week. I'm a game of the week kid. Are you a game of the week kid? Used to love the NBC game of the week. I was a big Joe and Tony fan. Just loved it. Anyway, now that I've aged myself hopelessly in your eyes, we will talk about what's coming on the channel. Tonight at 6 p.m. is a secondary store with it, and the theme for the secondary store is variety. There's a ton of different sets and seasons in this month's secondary store. And while I'm mentioning the secondary store, it's on at 6 Central tonight. 6 Central with a new secondary store. The way to get discounts on the secondary store is to become a channel member. The link is in the description for this video. With channel membership, you get $10 off per set, $2 off per individual team. You also get access to an increasingly large archive of members-only videos and a free gift from me every month. On the members-only side, I have this month, in the month of May, will be an extended series on creating your own Stratomatic cards and understanding how they come up with Stratomatic cards. I did a preview for that series on the subscriber side of the channel just a few days ago. You want to check that out. Then, tomorrow night, Sunday, at 6 Central, is an unboxing party. Party! Woo! Why and what is an unboxing party, and why am I doing one? Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out, but it's fun. It's a good time. That will be coming Sunday night at 6. So tonight at 6, secondary store, Sunday night at 6, unboxing party. All right, so today, what are we doing? We are doing another game in the Replay Baseball Franchise All-Star set. I'm having a great time with this, and I'm starting to understand why. This Replay Baseball set, of course, is based on the book by Tom Stone called Now Taking the Field. And that's where Pete Ventura of Replay Baseball got his rosters from. Created 30-man rosters for all 30 franchises in Major League Baseball that are currently active. And I'm enjoying this set because I recognize the players. I remember a lot of the players, although not, contrary to popular belief, I don't remember the dead ball players, okay? Didn't see them play. Spare me the snarky comments. But I also have other replay sets, and I can sort of tweak the rosters if I want to. So it's got a general manager possibility to it. I'm loving the gameplay. It's Replay Baseball. The engine is awesome. There's just a lot to be said for this. And unlike other franchise all-star or great team, great player, Hall of Fame sets, left-handers win games in Replay Baseball, in great team sets. And in this set, the all-franchise team set, left-handers can win. And you can't say that about every game engine. I'm enjoying that a lot as well. So today, we are in Houston for a game. We are at Minute Maid Park. Don't call it Enron Field. That really makes them cranky. We are at Minute Maid Park. Isn't that a beauty? For this game, the Astros, who took 2 out of 3 from the Miami Marlins in Miami in their first series. So they are 2-1 coming into this game. They are hosting the Kansas City Royals, who played the St. Louis Cardinals in their first series and got swept. So they are winless. They are 0-3 coming into tonight's game. The pitching matchup is a bizarro matchup. It's Larry Gura, the left-hander who threw so soft that he couldn't break a pane of glass. But he was tough because of that. And he threw a sinker as well. And he will be opposed, he's for the Royals, he'll be opposed by Astros right-hander Mike Scott, who also, by the way, threw a sinker. But everything was hard stuff, hard thrower, and a right-hander. So we have a left-handed, very soft tosser against a right-handed, hard thrower, Mike Scott. That is your pitching matchup. We're in Houston at Minute Maid Park. Let's roll some replay baseball, and here are your starting lineups for today's game. For the visiting Kansas City Royals, Willie Wilson leads off in left field. Lorenzo Cain bats second and center. George Brett bats third. He'll play third base. Hal McRae bats fourth. He's the DH. Darrell Porter bats fifth. He'll catch. Amos Otis bats sixth. He's in right field. And it would help if I wrote, I'm so in the habit of putting him in center field, I didn't put him in right field on my scorecard. John Mayberry bats seventh. He's in center. He's at first base. He's in center field. Yeah, I'd like to see Big John in center field. Frank White bats eighth. He'll play second. And Freddie Patek will bat ninth and play shortstop. Larry Gura is on the mound. 17-13 is his card with a 3.24 earned run average. All right. For the homestanding Astros, Craig Biggio leads off at second base. Jimmy Wynn bats second in right field. Cesar Cedeno bats third and plays center. Jeff Bagwell bats fourth. He's going to be at first base. Glenn Davis bats fifth. He will be the DH. Bob Watson bats sixth. He's in left field. Carlos Correa bats seventh. He's the shortstop. Doug Rader bats eighth. He's at third base. And Brad Ausmus bats ninth. He will do the catching. On the mound, it's Mike Scott. He is 17-11 on this card with a 2.78 earned run average. All right, we are ready to go. Replay baseball. You use 3D6s, and we read them red and white on the batter card, blue on the pitcher card. Here we go with Willie Wilson stepping in the batter's box, and the Royals really wanting to get off the schneid. We'll see if Mike Scott's going to let that happen. And the first pitch of the game is not the first pitch of the game. It's strike three, swinging for Willie, and there's one down in the Royal first. So Mike Scott already using the sinker to get the Astros off to a good start. Here's Cain now against Scott. And that is a base hit to center field. Is Cedeno going to fumble it? We have to check. His error number is a 43, and he fields it cleanly and gets it back in. Cain is aboard with a single. Here's George Brett. Scott the stretch. And the delivery to the Royals third baseman is hit to center. Under it is Cedeno, and he's got it for out number two. Cain retreats to first base, and now Hal McRae comes up. Scott kicks and deals to the Royals DH. This is hit in the air to left, but not deep. Coming in quickly is Bob Watson, and Bob makes the catch for out number three. That retires the Royals in inning number one. We go to the bottom of the first, and we have no score in this one. Larry Gura is going to take the mound and try and finesse his way to a Royals victory. Craig Biggio, Jimmy Wynn, and Cesar Cedeno, a trio of right-handers coming up in the Astros first. And this is popped up. Foul territory. We got to check our ballpark card. Drifting toward the stands is Frank White. Does he have room to make the catch? He does. And there's one down. Biggio retired on the foul out to White. Here comes Jimmy Wynn. One of my favorite all-time players. Gura kicks and deals to Jimmy Wynn. And that is to left. Willie Wilson is going to run this one down in left center. And that's out number 2. Cesar Cedeno comes up. Gura winds and deals. This is hit to George Brett. Brett gloves it to his left, plants and throws to John Mayberry, and that'll retire the Astros 1-2-3 in inning number 1. We go to the second with no score. The Royals will be sending up Porter, Otis, and Mayberry in their second inning. The wind and the delivery from Mike Scott is ball 4. Porter draws a walk and trots down to first. Now we're going to have to do a action chart check. That's an 8. Wild pitch check. But it's not a wild pitch as Osmus blocks it in the dirt. And Porter has to hold on at first. Mike Scott deals the next delivery to Otis. And Amos hits it in the air to center. It's going to drive Cedeno back a few steps, but he's got room and makes the catch for the out. Porter retreats to first, and it brings up John Mayberry. Scott, the stretch and the delivery is gonna be drilled down into the right field corner. Gonna rattle around in the corner. Jimmy Wynn's got to dig it out of there. Stopping at third is Porter. Mayberry cruises into second with a double. And the Royals have a good scoring chance here in the top of the second with runners at second and third. And only one out. Here's Frank White. The infield for the Astros is going to play back. Scott, the stretch, and the delivery to White. I struck him out with the cheese. That will be out number 2 in the second inning, and strikeout number 2 for Mike Scott. Freddie Patek up now, and the Royals need a clutch hit to get on the board. Scott, the stretch, and the delivery to Freddie Patek. And that's hit on the ground to Correa. He charges, throws on the run to Bagwell, and that will retire the side. The Royals are turned away in the second, and that's sort of a microcosm of how their first series went against the Cardinals. Here comes the Astros now in inning number 2. It's Bagwell, Davis, and Watson coming up for the men from Houston. Gura winds and deals to Bagwell, and that's hit on the ground to George Brett. He gloves it by the third base bag and fires across the diamond to John Mayberry for out number 1. Glenn Davis now, not the defensive back for the Cleveland Browns, but the first baseman for the Astros. Today's the DH. And this one is... he hit him. Gura hit Davis, and it doesn't even leave a mark. Davis trots down to first base, and here's the bull, Bob Watson. Double play depth for the Kansas City infield. Gura the stretch, and the pitch to Watson is gonna be drilled down into the right center field gap. It's gonna split Otis and Kane and roll to the wall. Is Davis going to be waved around third base? Let's check his running. Wow, they got him at a 3. Otis's arm, I believe, I checked before the game. I think it's a 3. It is a 3. So let's see if they're going to wave Glenn Davis around third base. Your net is a 0. And And he's going to score on the double by Watson. It's 1-0 Houston. And the Astros have another run in scoring position. Here's Correa. Gura, the stretch, checks Watson and the delivery to Carlos Correa, and it's popped up. In short right field, Frank White is under it, and he's got it for out number 2. Doug Rader comes up. I know I got to get Bregman. That's another change I can make. You know, you can plug in your own guys here. So I got to get a Bregman card on this team. But for now, it's Rader. Gura is going to go from the stretch with Ausmus, who would be next in the on-deck circle. The delivery. That's ball 4, or is it? If I roll a 1-2, it's not. Nope, it's ball 4. Rader takes his base. There's 2 on with 2 outs now for Brad Ausmus. Craig Biggio would be next. Gura, the stretch, the pitch to Ausmus is chopped on the infield. It's off Gura's glove, rolling toward Patek. Freddie's got no play, and Ausmus will reach on the infield hit. The bases are now dripping with Astros with 2 outs here in the second. And Biggio coming to the plate. Gura, the stretch, and the delivery. We got to do an action chart check. That will be a wild pitch check, and that will be a wild pitch. It gets past Porter. He's got to run it down. Scoring from third is Watson. It's 2-0 Houston. Rader will go to third. Ausmus will advance to second on the wild pitch. Here's Biggio. First base is open. Jimmy Wynn would be next. It doesn't get easier. Gura, the stretch, and the delivery is gonna be maybe a rare play. Let's see. Yep, we have a rare play check with runners at second and third and 2 outs. And let's see if I can make my fingers work. Here we go. All right. So the roll is an 8. This is a line drive towards second base. He knocks down, Frank White knocks down the line drive, fires the ball to Mayberry, but the throw is high. We're going to roll against the first baseman's defense rating. If it's higher, he pulls down the throw to retire the batter and the side. Here's the roll. He doesn't pull it down. It's going to be an infield hit for Biggio. That's going to bring home the Astros' third run as Rader scores from third on the high throw by White. Biggio gets an RBI. Ausmus moves to third. It's 3-0 Astros with 2 outs in the second. And the Royals are going to get their bullpen working. And that will be Mark Gubicza will start throwing. The right-hander. And Jimmy Wynn comes to the plate with Biggio at first and Ausmus at third. 2 outs. Cedeno would be next. Gura, the stretch, and the delivery. And this is another walk by Gura. Say it with me. Oh, those bases on balls. The bases are loaded again. And we've got to do another action chart check. Gura's all over the place with his control. The delivery to Cedeno, and that's going to be another wild pitch. Porter can't handle it. Scoring from third is Ausmus. It's 4-0 Astros. Advancing to third is Biggio. Advancing to second is Wynn. The Astros have batted around. The stretch by Gura and the delivery is going to be hit to first. It's a pop-up. John Mayberry is under it in fair territory, and he takes it for out number 3. But in the second, the Astros take the lead with a 4 spot against Gura on 3 hits. Say it with me. Oh, those bases on balls. 3 walks in the inning really caused Gura's troubles. We go to the 4th, and it's Houston 4 and Kansas City nothing. The good news for Kansas City is they've got the top of the order coming up in inning number 3. It's Wilson, Kane, and Brett. Scott kicks and deals to Willie Wilson, and there's a base hit for Willie. Goes right back through the box, and he is aboard with a leadoff single in the 3rd. And now you got that problem. And I think you know where I'm going with this one. Willie is on first and maybe the fastest man ever in Major League Baseball. But they're down 4 runs. I'm sending him anyway. He's going to get the jump. Scott the stretch. And the delivery. There goes Willie. Kane takes the pitch. The throw from Osmus down to Biggio is not in time. And did Osmus throw it into center field? No, he didn't. Biggio blocks it from getting past him. Willie Wilson steals a base. The Royals trying anything to get untracked here. Kane is 1 for 1. He is ahead in the count now, 1-0. Scott's the stretch and the delivery to Lorenzo Kane. And he hits Kane. He just dotted Kane. 2 are on now with nobody out, and here's Brett. Golden opportunity for the Royals to get back in this game. Scott the stretch, and the pitch to George Brett is a base hit. That goes through the middle. Cedeno charging, but Wilson is already around third. He will score, and the Royals are on the board. Lorenzo Kane goes to third. There's Royals at the corners with nobody out. It's 4-1 Houston. Here's Hal McRae. Maybe we'll have a slugfest at Minute Maid here. Scott the stretch, and the delivery to Hal is corked to left. And this is going to be trouble. It's going to get over the head of Bob Watson. And one hop the wall. Scoring is Kane. It's 4-2 Houston. Brett will... Well, are they going to wave him? Brett is a 4. I don't think Watson's arm is that good. It is not. Brett will score all the way from first base on a double by McRae. It's 4-3 Houston. A 2-run clutch double by Hal McRae gets Kansas City right back into this one. There's still nobody out in the third. Mike Scott in trouble. The stretch and the delivery to Porter is hit to center. Not deep. Cedeno under it, and he'll take it for, at long last, out number 1. Amos Otis comes up now. He is 0 for 1. Scott deals to the Royals right fielder. We have maybe a rare play check. No. It's hit back to Scott. McRae is going to try and get to third. Scott's going to make a play on him to Rader, and they get McRae. Hal McRae, known for his daring do on the base pass, just left some do on the base pass, and Otis is safe on the fielder's choice at first base. 2 outs now, and Mayberry comes to the plate. White would be next. Scott the stretch, and the pitch to Big John is hit to Biggio at second. And Craig knocks it down. It's off his glove into short right field. Stopping at second is Otis. Infield hit for Mayberry. He's 2 for 2. Here comes Frank White. The inning continues. Scott the stretch. The delivery to White with Patek on deck. And Frank White hits this one in the air to right field. Under it is Jimmy Wynn by the foul line, and he's going to make the catch for out number 3. But the Royals respond as they really needed to with 3 runs on 4 hits. They leave 2. Yes. And after 2.5, it's Houston 4, Kansas City 3. Gura will face Bagwell, Davis, and Watson in the 3rd inning. Gubas looks ready in the Kansas City bullpen if Gura runs into trouble. The delivery to Bagwell. Struck him out on a sinker. And that is out number 1 in the 3rd. And it's Larry Gura's first strikeout here today. Glenn Davis comes up. He walked and scored last inning. The delivery from Gura. And struck him out too. He's got it working. Gura righting the ship here in inning number 3, and now it's Bob Watson who mangled that double by McRae so badly in the top of the inning. But he was in there for his bat, not his glove, and he doubled home a run in the 2nd. The pitch to Bob Watson is hit in the air to center. Not deep. Lorenzo Cain is under it, and that will retire Houston in the 3rd. We go to the 4th with your score. Houston 4, Kansas City 3. For the Royals, Freddie Patek, Willie Wilson, Lorenzo Cain in the 4th against Mike Scott. Scott winds and deals to the diminutive Royal shortstop. And swings right through a bender, and that is out number 1 in the Royal 4th. Strikeout number 3 for Mike Scott. He has walked 1, hit a batter, and allowed 6 hits so far. Willie Wilson comes to the plate. His single and stolen base ignited the Royals last inning. The pitch is hit to left, but not deep. Coming in quickly is Bob Watson, and he's got it for out number 2. Lorenzo Cain now is 1 for 1. The delivery from Scott to Cain, and struck him out with the gas. That will be strikeout number 4 for Mike Watson and end the Royals' 4th inning in 1-2-3 fashion. That's Mike's first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. In the bottom of the 4th, it'll be Correa, Rader, and Ausmus coming for manager Larry Dierker. Dick Hauser is the Royals manager of this franchise team, and Larry Dierker is the Astros manager of this franchise team. Very interesting stuff. All right, here we go. Correa 0 for 1. The pitch from Gura is a base hit to left field. Drops in front of Willie Wilson, and Correa's aboard. A leadoff single in the 4th. Here comes Doug Rader. Gura the stretch, and the pitch to Doug. Correa not running, and this one is hit on the ground to Patek at short. He goes to White for 1, and the relay to Mayberry is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 6-4-3 double play turned by the Royals, and it brings up Ausmus with nobody on. Gura winds and deals to the Astros catcher. Ground ball past Mayberry. Ausmus will get on with his 2nd hit, and it brings up Biggio with 2 outs. Jimmy Wynn would be next. Gura the stretch checks Ausmus, and the delivery to Biggio is ball 4. The Astros with 2 outs putting something together here, and Jimmy Wynn with a chance to extend the Astros lead. Cesar Cedeno would be next. Gura the stretch. This may be his last batter. The pitch to Jimmy Wynn. Struck him out. Maybe he heard me. He got him with a bender, and that's going to retire the Astros with Gura's 3rd strikeout of the day. We go to the 5th. The Astros get nothing. Your score, Houston 4 and Kansas City 3. Against Scott in the Royals' fifth, it'll be Brett, McRae, and Porter. The delivery from Mike Scott to the Royals' third baseman. Hey, struck him out. Strikeout number 5 on the broccoli cauliflower medley. Gas. Hal McRae, 1 for 2, with a big 2-run double in the third. The pitch. Ground ball to Biggio. Craig gloves it to his left, plants and throws to Bagwell for out number 2. Darrell Porter is 0 for 1. Mike Scott kicks and deals to the Royals catcher. And hey, struck him out. Mike Scott with another punch out. 7 in a row retired by the Astros right-hander. We're halfway through this one, and it's Houston 4 and Kansas City 3. For the Astros, in inning number 5, it's the meat of the order. Cedeno, Bagwell, and Davis against the left-hander Larry Gura. The delivery to Cesar Cedeno is ball 4. And we got to check and see. 1-2, it's not. Nope, it is. Ball 4, Cedeno is on, and he may be going. That is Gura's 5th walk in the ball game. Do you let him stay in here to face Bagwell? One more batter. But before we do that, I'm going to try and send Cesar here. Gura the stretch. The delivery to Bagwell, it is taken for a strike. Porter, there goes Cedeno. Porter's throw down to Frank White is a pass ball. It gets past Porter, and Cedeno advances to second on the pass ball, even though he was going on the pitch. Yeah. All right. Boy. I'm tempted to go to Gubaza, but I'm going to leave him in for Bagwell. Davis on deck. Gura the stretch. The delivery is going to be a ground ball to first. This is taken to the bag by John Mayberry, unassisted for out number 1. Cedeno goes to third, and here comes Davis. Well, now I've got that ugly infield in or back situation, but the Royals are 0-3. I think I got to bring the infield in. Not the corners, but the infield. So everybody's moving in here. Davis is 0 for 1. Gura the stretch and the pitch to Glenn Davis. Hey, popped him up. This is on the infield. Frank White under it and takes it for out number 2. Bob Watson now. Correa would be next. Cedeno still camped at third. Gura's going to go from the stretch, and the delivery to Watson is going to be a comebacker to Larry Gura. He gloves it, takes a few steps toward Mayberry, and throws him the ball for out number 3. Well, he worked into and out of a mess there. Now let's see if Watson is going to be injured for the next game. 1 game potentially, unless I roll a 5 or 6. Nope. Watson will miss the next game of the series. All right. Mike Scott will face Amos Otis, John Mayberry, and Frank White, the 6, 7, 8 hitters in manager Dick Hauser's batting order. here in the top of the 6th. Mike Scott deals to Amos. And hey, struck him out. Number 7 for Scott, and he's on a roll. 8 in a row retired for the Astros right-hander. John Mayberry is 2 for 2. He stands in there now. Scott kicks and deals to Big John, and it's a ground ball to Biggio. Craig cuts it off from going up the middle. Plants and throws to Bagwell, and there's 2 gone in the Royals 6th. Frank White now at 0 for 2. Stands in there. The pitch is going to be hit on the ground to Correa. We've got an error check. He is a 51. And he makes the play to Bagwell for out number 3. 10 in a row retired now for Scott. We go to the bottom of the 6th with your score. Houston 4 and Kansas City 3. We got a good one in Texas going on. Larry Gura battling without his best stuff. Good time to talk about fatigue now. Gura can go 29 batters before fatigue may become an issue. He has faced 20... Well, I got to take off my socks and shoes. 24 batters so far. Scott can do 27 batters before fatigue may become an issue. He has faced 26. The Royals bullpen is going to get working because they want to keep this game a game. And it's going to be Greg Holland starting to throw as Gubiza has taken a seat in the Royal bullpen. Carlos Correa, Doug Rader, and Brad Ausmus, the bottom third of the Astros order, coming up against Gura in the 6th. The delivery from Larry is strike 3 on a bender, and that's going to be strikeout number 4 for Gura. Battling without his best stuff, but it's the walks that have been the problem. He's only allowed 5 hits, but he has walked 5 as well. The delivery to the 0 for 1 Doug Rader is a base hit to left field. Maybe he's going to keep Bregman out of the lineup. Rader 1 on, 1 out for Ausmus now. Double play depth for the Royals infield. Gura the stretch, and the delivery to Brad Ausmus is oh boy, Brad Ausmus ate his Wheaties this morning. Gonna have to check the card. That's an 11, so anything but a 1 to 4 is out of here. 5 or 6, and Ausmus goes deep. Base hit for Brad Ausmus. Rader stops at second, 2 on with 1 out. And here comes Biggio. And I don't think I can let him go any further. So here comes Dick Hauser. He is making the slow walk out to the mound. And we're going to get Greg Holland here in inning number 6. On the day, Larry Gura goes 5 1/3 innings. He ended up allowing 7 hits. He walks 5. He struck out 4. He allowed 4 runs so far. They're all earned. Rader and Ausmus are his responsibility on the base paths. He can lose this game. He cannot win it. Greg Holland on his card is 4 3 with a 186 earned run average. 22 saves on his card. All right, and he'll face Biggio with Jimmy Wynn on deck. Royals looking for a twin killing. The stretch by Holland and the delivery to Biggio. And we got to see what we got here. Might be a rare play. It will be a rare play check. First and second with 1 out. And here is our roll of a 10. Ground ball to short. Patek gloves the ball, flips to White for the force, but the runner's hard slide prevents the relay to first. Offensive interference. on the slide. So Patek goes to white for 1, and Osmus interferes with the relay throw, and that turns it into a rally-killing, soul-crushing 6-4-3 double play turned by the Royals, and they dodge a major bullet in the bottom of the 6th. Yikes. All right, we go to the 7th, and Mike Scott's rolling. The Astros 4 and the Royals 3. Good game in Houston. Patek, Wilson, and Kane. 9-1-2 coming up for the Royals in the 7th. Freddie is 0 for 2. Scott kicks and deals. And look at Patek with a base hit to get things started and break Scott's string of 10 in a row retired. It's a single to center. Cedeno collects it and throws it back in. And Patek, with good speed, is at first base. Lot of options here for Dick Hauser. Scott the stretch and the delivery to Willie Wilson. There goes Patek, and the hit and run is on. The pitcher's number will be a 5. Wilson's number will be a 21. That's a 26. That's going to be a fly ball to left. Bob Watson by the foul line is going to make the catch. Patek puts on the brakes and retreats to first, and there's one down in the Royals' 7th. But they're going to send Freddie. Got to do it at this point. Got to be aggressive. Royals baseball. Scott the stretch. The delivery to Kane. He takes for a strike. The throw from Osmus down to Biggio. They got him. Biggio applies the tag. Patek is out 2-4 on the steal attempt, and Kane is still at the plate. Brett would be next. Throwing in the Astros bullpen is Billy Wagner and Brad Lidge, couple of soft tossers. And Kane is up there now with nobody on. The pitch from Scott is hit on the ground to third. Doug Rader gloves it by the bag and fires across the diamond to Osmus for out number 3. It's time to stretch him out in Houston. I know where we are. Time to stretch them out in Houston with your score. Houston 4 and Kansas City 3. Holland is out for his first full inning of work. He'll face Wynn, Cedeno, and Bagwell in the Houston 7th. In the bullpen for Kansas City is Joakim Soria, in case Holland needs some help to get through the inning. Holland, the stretch, the delivery to Jimmy Wynn, and he walks him. Jimmy Wynn draws a walk, and he can run a little bit too, depending upon what they want to do here. Cedeno comes up. The stretch by Holland and the delivery to Cesar is a ground ball to Mayberry at first. Big John will fire to Patek for 1, and the relay back to Holland is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 3-6-1 double play turned by the Royals. And that will bring up Bagwell. It's the third one they've turned today, although one came on the interference by Osmus. Bagwell is 0 for 3. Glenn Davis would be next. The pitch from Holland to Baggy is hit on the ground to Patek at short. He's up with it and throws to Mayberry, and that will retire the Astros in inning number 7. This is a nail-biter We're going to the 8th with your score, Houston 4 and Kansas City 3. New pitcher coming for the Astros here in the 8th inning. Mike Scott is done. You can stick a fork in him. Early inning troubles for Scott sort of will keep him from being able to complete the game today. But we're going to get a new pitcher. I'll tell you about Scott's day as well. Here, he goes 7 innings, 2, 4, 6, 7 base hits. He walked 1. He hit a batter. He struck out 7. He allowed 3 runs. They're all earned, and Scott is in line for the victory if the Astros can hang on. The new pitcher is, I think he's a Hall of Famer, Billy Wagner. 71 games on this card, a 4-4 record with 39 saves and a 185 earned run average. And when he came in and when he was healthy, the game was over. He was a left-hander, of course. He will face Brett, McRae, and Porter scheduled in the 8th. The Royals need a run to tie it. They need 2 to take the lead. In the bullpen, Brad Lidge continues to work. He is now being joined by right-hander Dave Smith. Speaking of sinkers, okay, so here's Brett at 1 for 3. Wagner deals and walks George Brett. There's a leadoff base runner for the Royals in the 8th. Brett trots down to first, and Hal McRae comes up. He's 1 for 3. The stretch by Wagner and the delivery, Brett's not going. And this is going to be action on the base pass. We've got to check the action chart. An 8, wild pitch check, but no, it's blocked by Ausmus. He keeps it in front. And McRae ahead in the count. The delivery by Billy Wagner, and there's a base hit for Hal McRae. It goes to left field. Stopping at second is Brett. Watson gets the ball back in. The Royals have the tying and go-ahead runs on base for Darryl Porter. Now, the question on America's mind, and you know what it is, do I let Porter bat here against the left-hander Wagner? Lidge and Smith are ready in the bullpen. Well, I think I got to be aggressive here. They haven't won a game yet. So I'm going to pinch hit. And the pinch hitter will be Danny Tartabull for Porter. Now, the question on America's mind becomes, do I leave Wagner in? And I think the answer to that is yes. So Wagner's going to face Tartabull. Otis on deck. The stretch by Billy and the pitch to Tartabull is a ground ball to Correa at short. Correa goes to Biggio for 1. The relay to Bagwell is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 6-4-3 double play. Tartabull gags in the clutch, and here comes Amos Otis with Brett at third now, but 2 outs. Mayberry would be next. Amos is 0 for 3. Wagner the stretch, and the delivery to Amos is a ground ball to third. Rader gloves it, fires to Bagwell, and the Royals are turned away in the 8th after getting 2 on with nobody out. Yikes. All right, we're going to need a new catcher. And this is another general manager function with this set that I really got to take care of. Because you got to kind of tweak the rosters like you like it. But anyways, Salvador Perez is going to come on and do the catching for the Royals in the bottom of the 8th. I like 3 catchers, especially when the rosters are a little bigger. But even before then, I really like the flexibility of having 3 catchers. The Royals have 3. They count Sweeney as a catcher, and I like it. Soria. In fact, the Astros do too because they count Biggio as a catcher. Soria is going to come on in the 8th and try and hold Houston where they are. It's a 4-3 Astros lead. Glenn Davis, Bob Watson, and Carlos Correa are due, and we may see some pinch hitting here. Brad Lidge has taken a seat, and Dave Smith is apparently going to pitch the 9th inning for Houston. All right, Davis up there. Holland is done after an inning and 2/3. He had a walk, and that's it. Soria, on his card, a 4-3 record with 38 saves and a 1.60 earned run average. It will be Davis, Watson, and Correa. All right, here's Davis. He's 0 for 2. The pitch from Soria is popped up. This wouldn't be a home run in a phone booth. George Brett is under it in fair territory, and he's got it for out number 1. Bob Watson is 1 for 3. Big double back in the 2nd. The pitch from Soria is a tapper out in front of home plate. Pouncing on it is Salvi Perez, and he fires down to John Mayberry for out number 2. Carlos Correa now, 1 for 3. Raider would be next. The pitch to him from Soria is a line drive caught by Patek, and that will retire the side. A 1-2-3-8 for Soria. We go to the 9th. With your score, Houston 4, Kansas City 3. New pitcher coming for the Astros will be Dave Smith. A very good reliever for a very long time in the National League. Nobody behind him in the bullpen at the moment. Dave Smith. Oh, we're going to get a new left fielder. They're going to get Watson out of there. It's going to be Terry Poole taking over in left for Watson in the top of the 9th. All right. In the 9th, for the Royals, we got Mayberry, White, and Patek. Okay, so are we going to see a pinch hitter? Well, Mayberry's going to bat. He's 2 for 3, and he's got the platoon advantage. In the on-deck circle, to bat for White will be Johnny Damon. All right, Mayberry up there now. Smith, the windup, and the delivery is going to be a base hit for Big John to lead off the 9th inning. Now a pinch runner will appear out of the dugout for him. And the pinch runner will be Carlos Beltran. So Beltran runs for Mayberry. Mayberry ends his day 3 for 4. White called back to the dugout. Johnny Damon will bat for him. I am not going to bunt here because they're on the road. Otherwise, I probably would. Damon at the plate. Smith the stretch. Smith, a ground ball pitcher, if there ever was one. The stretch by Smith and the delivery to Damon is a fly ball to center. Cedeno into left center is going to make the catch for out number 1 in inning number 9. Alex Gordon comes out of the dugout to bat for Patek. Willie Wilson on deck. And I think now I'm going to try and send Beltran. He gets the jump on a 4, which isn't great, but let's see what happens. The hold for Smith is a 3. If I roll a 4 or less, he can go. He can go. Smith's delivery to Gordon is taken for a strike. The throw from Osmus down to Correa is gonna be not in time. Beltran steals the base, and he's in scoring position with 1 out. If Alex Gordon comes through, we'll have a tie game. Smith the stretch, and the delivery to Alex Gordon is hit on the ground to first. This is Osmus, or I'm sorry, this is Bagwell. He is a 46 on the error check. He boots it and throws it past Gordon. He drops it, picks it up, fires to Smith, covering, and that will be an error. Scoring from second is Beltran. Going to second is Alex Gordon on a 2-base error by Jeff Bagwell. Yikes. So Gordon with good speed is at second. Willie Wilson at the plate. We got a 4-4 game in the 9th. What a ball game. Bagwell really gagged on that one and not only fumbled it, but then he overthrew Smith covering, and that allowed Beltran to score all the way from second. Now the go-ahead run is in scoring position. There's still only 1 out, and Willie Wilson's at the plate. The stretch by Smith and the delivery to Willie is corked to center. Cedeno on the run. Is he going to get there? No, he's not. It's going to drop for a base hit in left center. So now we check the outfielder's arm. His arm in center is a 4. Stopping at third will be Gordon. The Royals have men at the corners with 1 out and a tie score, and here's Lorenzo Cain. Now Lidge starts to throw again in the Astros bullpen. Yeah. Larry Dierker sees this thing slipping away from him. So Cain is 1 for 3. He's up there now. Brett on deck. Infield in for Houston at all 4 spots. And Wilson's going to be going. I can tell you that right now. He's a C. All right, Smith the stretch. The pitch to Cain. He takes it. There goes Willie. And does Osmus throw it into center field? No. Stolen base for Wilson now puts Royals at second and third. Cain still at the plate. Brett on deck, looming. The stretch by Smith. The infield remains in. The delivery to Lorenzo Cain is hit Hard. Where is it going? This might be out of here. It's a base hit for Kane. Scoring is Gordon. Wilson will stop at third. There's Royals at the corners. It's 5-4 Kansas City. And all of a sudden, Dan Quisenberry starts throwing in the Kansas City bullpen. The Houston bullpen has spit the bit. And they're going to go to Lidge. Here comes Durker. Brad Lidge is coming on here in the ninth. Dave Smith only can get one out, although Bagwell certainly didn't help him. Lidge is on. Smith goes a third of an inning, allows 3 hits, 2 runs. We don't know how many are earned yet, and he's on the hook for the loss unless the Astros can rally. Here's Brett with Wilson at third and Kane at first. Infield still in. McRae on deck. The pitch from Lidge to Brett. Oh, I didn't tell you about Lidge. Lidge's card, he's got a 5-4 record, 24 saves, and a .233 earned run average. Brad Lidge, the stretch and the delivery with the infield in, is hit in the air to center. Coming in is Cedeno, and he's got it for out number 2. Wilson cannot score. Hal McRae now with Salvi Perez on deck. 2 outs. The stretch by Lidge and the delivery to Hal McRae is a ground ball to Rader. He gloves it. He'll go the short way to Biggio, and that will end the Royal ninth. But 2 big runs on 3 hits. They leave 2 and a costly error. We go to the bottom of the ninth with your score, Kansas City 5 and Houston 4. The new pitcher for the Royals will be exactly who you would think it would be. It's Dan Quisenberry, looking to save the Royals' first win of the season, of the admittedly young season. Due up are Rader, Osmus, and Biggio, but I have a strong feeling we're going to see some pinch hitters. We also need some defensive changes for the Royals. Timeout. In the Houston 8th, Soria pitched an inning, so that's it for him. The new Royals pitcher is Dan Quisenberry. 75 games on this card, 132 innings, 8-7, 42 saves, and a .224 earned run average. 3 changes for the Royals. Kevin Seitzer is now the first baseman. Cookie Rojas he'll bat 7th. Cookie Rojas is now the second baseman. He'll bat 8th. And Alcides Escobar will bat 9th and play shortstop. Pinch hitting for the Astros for Doug Rader will be Joe Morgan. In the on-deck circle to bat for Brad Osmus is Jose Cruz. And then Biggio will follow. Royals 5, Astros 4. We're in the bottom of the ninth. The delivery from Quiz to Morgan. And that is popped up. Foul territory. Brett over by the stands. Does he have room? No, it drifts out of play. Morgan gets another life. Here's the delivery from Quisenberry to Morgan, and that is to left field. Willie Wilson country. Willie is on the run, and he gets there for out number 1 in the ninth. Here's Jose Cruz. Pinch hitting for Osmus. Biggio on deck. Quisenberry deals, and Cruz hits this one to short. Charging is Escobar. He's on the run. fires to Seitzer, and there's 2 away in the 9th. That makes Craig Biggio the last chance saloon in this one. Jimmy Wynn would be next. Quisenberry deals to Biggio, and that's to center. Under it is Lorenzo Cain, and he's got it for out number 3, and a Kansas City Royals winner, a comeback victory. They were down 4-0 early. They win it 5-4. Let's give you the totals on this one. For the visiting and victorious Kansas City Royals, 5 runs, 11 base hits, and they committed no errors. The Astros, 4 runs, 7 hits, although they drew 6 walks. They could have scored a lot more than they did. And they committed 1 ugly game-costing error by Jeff Bagwell. The winning pitcher is Soria. He is 1-0. The save goes to Quisenberry, his first. And the loss goes to Dave Smith. I believe he is 0-1, but I need to check it. With the victory, the Royals improved their season record to 1-3, where the Astros dropped to 2-2. 2 more games to go in the series. Thank you for being with me. This is the Replay Baseball all-franchise team set, and I hope you've enjoyed this game. I sure have. Your final from Houston: Kansas City 5, Houston 4. Have a great evening. So long, everybody.